Hey, what's up? I'm Alicia and this is Soul Obsessed, and today I want to share a pretty quick tip on how to use your astrology to do shadow work and to find the shadows that you may have hidden within. This is very simple, this is very basic, so it's for people who are new to doing shadow work and just into learning a little bit about themselves in a different kind of way. Again, it's very basic. I'm not going to go through the whole astrology chart. If you have this planet in this sign, then this. If you have this planet in this sign and it's conjunct this, or I'm not going to do all the detail stuff. This is very basic and a starting point for you. Okay. So first of all, grab your astrology chart. You'll need your birth date, time, and location. I personally use masteringthezodiac.com. That is true sidereal astrology. It is based off of the actual sky because in my opinion is if we are to know our true self, why wouldn't we use the true sky? So that's why I use that website. But you can go there, you put in your birth data, and he will give you a chart, populate a chart for you totally free. And the first thing you're going to look at though is your sun sign. So what is the zodiac sign that your sun sits in? Then next thing you will do is Google or use DuckDuckGo or whatever search engine you want and research what the traits are of that sign. And more what you're going to focus on, because this is shadow work, are the shadow or negative aspects of that sign. And just start asking yourself, where might I do this in my life? Where might I be like this? And things. And the thing is, if you are very new to doing this kind of work and looking at yourself, it may be a bit harder to see, because I will tell you the truth. The very first time I did this, I didn't notice. So one of the things mine said was that I could speak very bluntly, very harshly, and even though the intention was not mean or to be hurtful, it could come across as that way. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm really like that. And so because you're new to this kind of work, you may not be able to see these aspects in yourself. So it's so helpful to reach out to someone that you trust, someone that knows you very well. And so what I did was I actually asked a friend of mine, like, hey, do I ever say things kind of in a rude way, or that come off too blunt or too harsh? And she was like, yeah, whenever I first met you, you used to hurt my feelings a lot. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. She goes, but then I got to know you, and I know the things that you say, you're just speaking the truth, and you're not meaning it in a mean way. That's really coming from a loving space. And she said, so you don't hurt my feelings anymore. It doesn't hurt my feelings when I hear you say things. And I was just like, okay, cool. Well, and I really appreciated the fact that she said it the way that she said it, because, I could have really beat myself up over that. And because I consider myself to be a kind person. And, but yeah, so again, the whole point is when you're first starting this kind of work, you may not notice these things about yourself. So ask yourself first, ask it to yourself, and journal about it, how these might show up in your life or where you might have done this before or whatever. But if it's hard for you to figure it out on your own, ask a close friend, ask someone who knows you well and someone who you can trust to tell you the truth about yourself. I would definitely start there. And again, start with your sun sign. But I would also say, once you've done your sun sign, look at your ascendant or your rising sign as well, and your moon sign also. Those are the three main parts. And only because, like, your sun sign is where your light is. That is your vital life force energy. And that is where you are meant to shine in this lifetime. So it's a big aspect of who you are as a person. Your rising sign is your first house. That has to do with identity. Again, who you think you are, who you portray who you are, and how you act as who you think you are. Again, identity is who are you. And then your moon sign has to do with your inner world, your subconscious, your emotions, your feelings. And so, yeah, I would definitely look at those three. But this is going to take some work. It's going to take some practice. And I'll just say this, for myself personally, the whole speaking bluntly thing, I started my journey probably about 15, 20 years ago, somewhere around there. And I literally just had something come up earlier this year about that exact thing, where I kind of got into it with someone because of that, because I was speaking too harshly, I guess. And so, and they took it as me speaking down to them, even though I didn't intend for it to come out like that. So it takes a lot of practice, but it's very good to be aware. And the other thing I would really like to say about this, these are shadow aspects, because these are things that we may not recognize about ourselves, but that can be harmful in a way. Because like I said, with the first person I asked, she told me that it really hurt her feelings, and she was someone that I love. Even with the second person, when this happened earlier this year, like, those are both people that I really love, and I would never want to speak to them in any kind of negative way. And that was never my intention with them. However, that same trait is also positive in my life, because I have someone currently in my life who I can't just walk away from, because whatever reasons. And but I know with him, I can't always be my nice, cheerful self, because for whatever reason, it seems as if anytime I'm too nice to him about anything, he looks at it as if, okay, she's being nice, now I got to be mean to her. I get to be mean to her now. It's like as if he takes it as like he can walk over me. So therefore, I've learned to, in certain ways, to be nice and speak nice. It depends on the subject matter, right? But in this one subject, I can speak normal to him like I would anybody else. But in any other subject, I have to speak very bluntly, very plainly, very in a certain tone, because, yeah, it's just the way it is with that one person. So it is necessary. These negative traits, or what can be deemed as negative, are not always necessarily negative. We are given these traits for a reason. They are there to help us and guide us. We just have to be more aware of how we are using them and expressing them in our lives, because we don't want to hurt the people that we love, or we don't want it to cause disruption in our relationships, just because we haven't paid enough attention to how we may be coming across to others, or whatever your trait might be. So I just want to say, don't beat yourself up over it. Everything that has been given to us has been given to us for a reason. And sometimes, though, we just need to learn to pay more attention and be more conscious of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So again, using astrology to find the shadows, journal about it, write it all down, really, because I believe that when you're writing things down, it's really helping to take it in, absorb it, and embody it in a more full way, I guess. And so, yeah, definitely do that also. But again, just start with your sun sign, because it's the easiest. But then also look at your rising, in your moon sign as well. And once you get more into astrology, there are other things to look at and other ways to do that. But again, this is very basic. This is to start you off, because when you heal yourself, you heal the world around you. You start feeling more fulfilled, more loving, more joy filled. And that energy just expands out, like I said, into the world around you. It affects the people who you surround yourself with. It affects the energy that you have in your home and all of that. And don't we all just want to be a little bit happier in our lives and feel more fulfilled? I know I do. That's why I started my journey. And I want that for you too, because you freaking deserve it. You are a beautiful, beautiful soul. And I wish you so much peace, love, and joy always. Bye.